Pit the fourth, the hunting. The bellman looked uppish and wrinkled his brow. If only you'd spoken before. It's excessively awkward to mention it now with the Snark, so to speak, at the door. We should all of us grieve, as you may well believe, if you never were met with again. But surely, my men, when the voyage began, you might have suggested it then. It's excessively awkward to mention it now, as I believe I've already remarked. And the man they called Ho and the man they called High replied with a sigh, informed you the day we embarked. You may charge me with murder or want of sense. We're all of us weak at times. But the slightest approach to a false pretense was never among my crimes. I said it in Hebrew. I said it in Dutch. I said it in German and Greek. But I wholly forgot, and it vexes me much, that English is what you speak. My poor... 'Tis a pitiful tale, said the bellman, whose face had grown longer at every word. But now that you've stated the whole of your case, more debate would be simply absurd. The rest of my speech, he said to his men, you shall hear when I have leisure to speak it. But the Snark is at hand. Let me tell you again, 'tis your glorious duty to seek it. To seek it with thimbles, to seek it with care, to pursue it with forks and hope, to threaten its life with a railway share and charm it with smiles and soap. For that's exactly the method the bellman bold in a hasty parenthesis cried. That's exactly the method by which I've been told the hunting of Snark should be tried. For the Snark's a peculiar creature that won't be caught in a commonplace way. Do all that you know and try all that you don't. Not a chance must be wasted today. And for England expect, I forbear to proceed. 'Tis a maxim tremendous but trite. And you'd best be unpacking the things that you need to rig yourself out for the fight. The banker endorsed a blank check which he crossed and changed his loose silver for notes. The baker with care combed his whiskers and hair and shook the dust out of his coat. The boots and the broker were sharpening a spade, each working the grindstone in turn, but the beaver went on making lace and displayed no interest in the concern. The barrister tried to appeal to its pride and vainly proceeded to cite a number of cases in which making laces had been proved an infringement of right. The maker of bonnets ferociously planned a novel arrangement of bows, while the billiard marker, with quivering hand, was chalking the tip of his nose. But the butcher turned nervous and dressed himself fine in yellow kid gloves and a ruff. Said he felt it exactly like going to dine, which the bellman declared that was all stuff. Introduce me now, there's a good fellow, he said, if we happen to meet it together. And the baker and the bellman said, and the bellman sagaciously nodded his head, said that must depend on the weather. The beaver would simply go lumping about it, seeing the butcher so shy, and even the baker, though stupid and stout, made an effort to wink with one eye. Be a man, cried the bellman, in wrath as he heard the butcher beginning to sob. If we meet with a jub-jub, that desperate bird, we shall need all our strength for the job. That is the end of fourth bit.